Mindful Life Practice community.
All right, so welcome to our Vin Yin practice. I think most of you have practiced this class with me before. If you have not, it is 30-minute style vinyasa, 30-minute style yin practice, really good all-around balance of getting our active yoga practice in and then kind of dropping down into like a Zen headspace. So we're going to start in a seated meditation today. I don't start us in seated very often. We're going to do it today. Oh, Amira just came in. Hello, Amira. So come to set your body up in seated. Can be comfortable sometimes to invite a little bit of lift, like I'm sitting on a cushion or a block. Or you can be flat on your mat if you like. Let's choose to rest our palms face up today if you're comfortable with that. It's a gesture that's going to set us up to be open to receive and also open to let go. Stack your spine straight up, vertebrae upon vertebrae. And then relax the shoulders down the back and balance the head on both shoulders. Now with your lips parted, you're going to sip in air through the mouth, filling the lungs and filling the chest as deeply as you can. And then exhale out through the mouth as well. Breathing in 2 more times through the mouth. And try to make a sound almost like you're sucking in through a straw. And then when you're blowing out, it's like you're gonna fog up a mirror. And on your next breath in, close your lips and see if you can keep that through the nose. It's gonna be an ocean sounding breath. It sounds like you're breathing in through a straw and you're still trying to fog up the mirror, but you're doing it through your nose. And if you're like, what is Alex talking about? Do not worry about it. And if it doesn't feel good or suit you, don't worry about it. This is just simply one style of pranayama. Pranayama being breathing practices. Might help you move into the present moment. Our intention in today's practice is going to be simple. Just to try to let go of whatever you are carrying. Letting go of whatever no longer serves you. If there's any other intention that's inspiring you, feel free to establish that now. Land your right fingertips on the mat beside you. On your inhale, you are going to reach your left arm up towards the sky and take it into a lateral side bend. And let's stay here for a few rounds of breath, and I want you to direct your breath in towards your left side rib cage. Inhale, come all the way back up through center, land your left fingertips, lift your right arm, and then stretch the opposite way over towards the left. Inhale, come all the way back up, reach through both arms, and then spiral into a twist. Land your left hand on your right knee, land your right fingertips behind your back body, and gaze over the right shoulder. And if you like, you're going to drop your right earlobe down towards your right shoulder, and then feel a stretch through your left trapezius muscle. This is a tension hotspot. We hold a lot of our stuff here. Notice it, breathe into it, and as best you can, soften where you are able to. Create space where you're able to. Inhale all the way up through center, lift through both arms. And then twist the opposite way, landing your right palm on your left knee, gazing over the left shoulder. And then if you like, dropping the earlobe. Feeling an expansion along your right trapezius muscle. Slowly unwind all the way back up. Lift both arms up towards the sky. And then draw your palms into your heart center. Connect your thumbs to your chest and take a full inhale. Take a full exhale. Then if you're seated on something, just come off of it and come forward into a tabletop shape. So your hands are going to be underneath your shoulders. Your knees are going to be underneath your hips. And then walk your hands over to the left. In this variation, you're going to take some cat-cow flows. So inhaling, lifting your chin up, dropping your belly. This is called your cow. And then exhaling, curling your spine, tucking your chin. This is your cat. Take a few more. And then come all the way back through center. Walk your hands over towards the right now. Taking the same movement on the opposite side. Come all the way back through center now. And then you're just going to turn your palms either out towards the side or turn the fingertips back towards the knees. And then maybe take a few cat-cows in this variation. So this is just a stretch for the wrist creases. Really important that we warm up the wrists at the start of the practice and we're really conscious about where we're bearing our weight. We want to spread through the palms of the hands and spread through the fingers to distribute it evenly and support ourselves. Come all the way back through center, turn your palms back around, and then tuck your toes under, lift up and back to your first down dog. Walk out this dog, bending through the right knee, bending through the left. And then bend through both knees, take your gaze forward, step your feet up to meet your hands. Take an inhalation, halfway lift. Take an exhalation, fold, and then bend through both knees, sit your hips back, lift up into your chair, your Utkatasana. See if you can see your toes poking out in front of your knees. Sit your hips a little lower. There is this tendency for us to want to stick our butts out. See if you can almost tilt your tailbone slightly. Engage your core. Relax through your shoulders. Stay for one more breath. And then when you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower, plant the palms, step your feet back. And we'll move through our first vinyasa flow. Lowering down, elbows drawn back. Lifting to your cobra or your up dog. And then shifting back to your down dog. Take an inhalation, lift your right leg up towards the sky. And then draw your right knee in. You're gonna step your right foot between the palms. Land onto your left knee. Untuck your left toes. On an inhalation, lift your arms up towards the sky. And then on an exhalation, sweep the arms back. And then let's move with the rhythm of our breath. Almost allowing ourselves to become lost in the movement. It's like a moving meditation. Taking one more. And then come all the way up, reach both arms up overhead. Now what I want you to do is plant your right palm on your left shoulder. Plant your left palm onto your left elbow. Let me turn so you can see me. Maybe staying here, maybe lifting your left arm up and wrapping it around and seeing if you can either grip onto your shirt or your hair, or maybe you can walk the fingertips together. This is your Gomukhasana arms. Cow face arms. Take one more breath in this bind. And then release that grip and slowly peel both arms up. Hinge the palms forward. Leave your left palm rooted on the mat beside you on the inside of the right foot, and then inhale your right arm up towards the sky. Let's do a few of these rhythmically. Exhaling, lowering, and then inhaling, lifting up. Take one more. And then maybe you stay here, maybe you reach your right arm back and land it on your sacrum, and perhaps you kick the foot towards the palm, coming into a quad stretch. Release the grip. Lift your right arm up towards the sky. Tuck your left toes and lift your left knee. Now you're going to get really strong through the left palm. Support yourself as you roll onto the outer edge of the left foot and step your right foot all the way back. Bringing yourself into a Vashisthasana, a side plank, holding here for 3, for 2, and then on 1, you're going to take your right palm back down towards the mat. Move your body through a vinyasa flow. Coming all the way up into a down dog. And then taking the opposite side. So take a big breath in, your left leg lifts up towards the sky. Draw your left knee in, step your left foot between your palms. Land onto your right knee. First, we'll start with those repetitive movements. Take a big breath in as you expand. And then as you exhale, Hinge forward, reach back. Don't worry about how many you do, it doesn't matter. Can you move like water? Ending like fire. Allowing the transitions to be postures in their own right. Taking one more. And then come forward. Anchor through your right palm as you spiral your left arm up towards the sky. And then again, keep going like this. Moving like water, ending like fire. Taking one more. This time, swim the left palm all the way back. Maybe taking it into a quad stretch. And then if you have the foot, release it. You're gonna tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, get strong and supported, and see if you can step your left foot all the way back, bring yourself into your side plank. Staying here for 3, for 2. And then on 1, land your left palm back down, move through a vinyasa. Coming all the way back into your down dog. And then let's land the knees onto the mat. And we're just gonna walk the palms forward, coming into a puppy pose. So your hips are up towards the sky and your chin or your forehead is on the earth. It's a heart opening pose. Take one more round of breath. And then walk your palms all the way back into the table. Tuck your toes, lift up and back to a down dog. Bend through the knees, gaze forward, and step or hop the feet up to meet the hands, finding yourself back into a forward fold. Take your inhale, halfway lift. Take your exhale, fold. This time you're gonna bend through the knees, sit back into a chair one more time. And you're gonna take your palms into your heart center. And then take an inhale, lift your elbows. And then twist your left elbow onto your right knee. Okay, so we're gonna play a little bit with our balance. If you prefer, keep both feet on the ground. If you wanna play, you're gonna see if you can lift your left heel up. So you're floating on your right foot. I don't know what this pose is called. I would say flamingo would be a good name. And then if you are not lifted on the left foot, you're just gonna lift it up and we're gonna step all the way back. So you're coming into a twisted lunge. Yeah, you got it. So left foot steps back, right foot is forward. You're twisting, pressing through both palms. Slowly unwind all the way up. And then land your left heel, bringing yourself into a warrior 2. Take an inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, come all the way up. Interlace your palms behind your sacrum. Push the palms together, open through your chest, and then hinge your heart forward. This is called your humbled warrior. Press through both feet, come all the way back up to stand. Lengthen through your arms. Lengthen through your right leg. Walk your left foot in a tiny bit. You're gonna hinge your hips forward, 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 and then clock your right arm alongside your right leg and lift your left arm up towards the sky. So this is your Trikonasana, your triangle. If you're good in triangle, stay here. If you would like to challenge your balance, you're gonna shift weight onto your right foot and onto your right fingertips and lift into your Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon, pressing through your right big toe. Balancing poses are often when our judgments start to show up. Judge ourselves for falling, judge ourselves for not being balanced today. Can you let go of that and just let this pose be a pose? Nothing attached to it. No thoughts. Bend through the right knee, step your left toes all the way back, and then lift all the way up into a crescent lunge. Open your arms into goalpost arms, and you're going to weave your right arm underneath the left. So you're coming into your eagle. Option 1, grip the opposite shoulders. And then option 2, weave the full forearms together. And then we're gonna play with one more balancing pose. In this variation, can you trust weight onto your right foot and tilt all the way forward into a warrior 3? And if you have to unwind the arms, it's okay. This is just a new way of looking at a familiar pose. And you can hold on to the wall, you can hold on to a chair. Still yoga. Slowly tilt all the way up to stand, taking your left knee. See if you can cross your left thigh over top of the right. This is called Garudasana, eagle pose. My father calls it Leaning Tower of Pisa pose, because that's how he looks. He's called it that himself, not me, so I'm not being mean. I actually haven't seen him do it because he has his camera off on Zoom. Take an inhale, sweep all the way up. Land both feet, reach your palms out, stretch. And then take your palms into heart center. And what does it feel like to be all knotted up in that bind? And then how does it feel to let go? Release it. Take an inhale, arms up towards the sky. Take an exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Bend through the knees, sit back, come into your chair on this side. And then you're gonna draw your palms into your heart center. Once again, on your inhale, can you lift at your elbows? On your exhale, can you twist from your navel? And then either keeping both feet grounded or lifting your right heel up and finding your balance, letting your left foot hold you here, support you here. And then maybe stepping all the way back into that twisted low lunge. Now we're gonna unwind, landing your right heel, opening up into a warrior 2. Take a big inhale, reverse your warrior. Take an exhale, come all the way up. Interlace your palms, press that connection together as you expand through your heart, and then hinge your heart forward, humbled warrior. Slowly come all the way back up to stand. Release the bind. Lengthen through your left leg. Walk your right foot in a tiny bit. You're gonna hinge forward. Bring your left arm alongside your left leg. Expand through your collarbone, Trikonasana triangle. And then shift weight onto your left foot, your left fingertips. Press down through your left big toe. Find your balance in Ardha Chandrasana. Knowing that it's okay if you fall, you're still a good person. And then step your right foot all the way back, bend through your left knee. Nice. Bring yourself up into that crescent. Hips are squared towards the front of the room. Open your arms. This time I believe it's your left arm underneath the right. Left arm underneath the right. Of course, if you did the other side, then it's your other left. You know your body better than I do. Shift weight onto your left foot, step forward, Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. And then can you tilt forward, stacking your right knee on top of your left, sitting low. Staying all wound up in this bind. And then feeling the beauty of it when you let go and take a big sweeping inhale and release. And then take your palms into your heart center and stay connected with your thumbs and your heartbeat for an inhale. And then an exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Make your way back to plank. Travel through your vinyasa. Coming all the way back up to our down dog. Slowly come all the way forward into a plank. And then roll onto the right hand and take your left arm up towards the sky. So again, you're coming into a side plank. Nice, beautiful. Now we're gonna use this side plank to play and get into our wild thing. So all you're gonna do is just step your left foot behind you and then lift your hips up and reach your heart towards the sky. And now you're in wild thing. Yeah, you got it. And then you're gonna slowly lower down and land onto your bottom. And then take your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. And take an inhalation, lift your arms up. And then hinge forward, finding your forward fold. Slowly lift all the way back up to stand. Land your right palm on the mat behind you. Land your left foot, lift up one more time, opening the heart into your wild thing. And then come all the way forward, land your left palm on the mat, coming into your plank. And if you want to follow through with the vinyasa, go ahead. If you want to go back up to your down dog, go ahead. We're almost ready for our yin time, I promise. Just taking the opposite side. And then a few back bends. So come all the way forward. Roll onto the outer edge of the left foot. Stacking your right foot, lifting your right arm back. And then step your right foot all the way back. Right heel lifts, lift your heart up towards the sky. And then slowly come all the way down so that you're sitting, your left leg's extended. Your right foot is on the inside of the left leg. And then take a breath in, arms reach up. And then exhale, come forward. Inhale, come all the way back up. Landing your left palm, landing your right foot. Lift all the way up again. Come over into a side plank. Land your right palm. And then move through your vinyasa. Coming all the way back up to a down dog. Bend through your knees, gaze forward. Just hop your feet forward and then come into your Navasana, your boat. We're gonna hinge all the way back. Have your core engaged, looking at your toes, staying here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. And then on 1, you're gonna lower all the way down.
And then just walk your feet in so that they're underneath your knees. Plant your palms on the mat. Take an inhale, lift up into a bridge pose. And then exhale, lower. Keep going like this. Finding your moving meditation, just like we did at the start of the class. And then two options. You can either lift up and then hold into your bridge, rolling your shoulder blades under, interlacing the palms. Or if you would like to take your full wheel, if you're feeling open in your back and that's part of your practice, feel free to go there. And slowly lower. Let your spine just realign on the mat for a second. And then take your knees into your chest. Open your arms into cactus arms. You're going to drop both knees over to the right and gaze over to the left. Come all the way back up through center. And then do it the opposite way. So your knees drop over towards the left, your gaze is over to the right. Come all the way back up through center. Just rock and roll a little bit. Coming all the way up to seated eventually. Nice, and then just rocking over the knees. Take your knees wide, toes together. Sit your hips back on your heels. And then rest your forehead. So this is my favorite pose to transition between our Vin and Yin portions of the class. Because what this pose symbolizes to me, it feels like a turtle inside of its shell. And our Vin portion of the class, our vinyasa, it's active, we're moving, there's a lot going on. And then when we transition to Yin, it's a strong transition, right? We let go of movement, we receive stillness. So give your body that chance to adapt. Again, using that tool of your ocean sounding breath. Letting it ripple like a wave inside of you. Using it to tap into the parasympathetic nervous system. And just being here now. So our Yin postures can be challenging. We'll hold them for 3 to 5 minutes.
Generally, I find that when people come to yoga, they're either more yin like people or they're more yang like people. We're either drawn to the active or we're drawn to the passive. And it can be really, really hard to do the opposite of what we desire. But it's what we don't want generally in life. It's often what we need. And so that's why I love this class so much. Because we get a little of what we want and a little of what we need. We have just a minute longer in our child's pose. And then slowly just start to walk your hands back. Just come to sit up on the heels. Letting your spine come into neutral. And then just feel that pose wash over you. Come all the way forward into a table. The next pose we're going to take is a good old pigeon pose, hip opening pose. So you're going to lift all the way up and back to your down dog. And then sweep your right leg up behind you again. Draw your right knee in. Lay the right shin across the width of the mat. And then draw your left knee back. If you want to cushion your hip with a cushion underneath it, go ahead. And then you're going to slowly come forward into a sleeping pigeon. Now, if right away this isn't working for your body, if your knees are screaming, you can come back onto your spine and take thread the needle. I'm just showing it now if you want to look. So this is another option you can take that gets all the same benefits. It's just a different way of accessing the hips that puts less pressure on the knees. So use your intuition and choose the variation that is best for you. And now we're not going to stay in this one for 5 whole minutes. We're going to stay for 3. So we're already done 1. Just 2 more. So the hips are our emotional junk drawer. They are where we store a lot of our stuff. think it's really important that we access this part of the body and we stretch into it. Because it's how we come to release out of it. Something that kind of ties along with the theme of letting go something I've been studying this week in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. These are called the kleshas. And what Patanjali identified as the kleshas thousands of years ago they are the 5 habits of the human mind that cause suffering. Take a couple more rounds of breath in your pigeon on this side. And then lift up through the palms. If you're on your back, you can just stay on your back. But if you were in a regular pigeon, just come up to down dog, walk it out for a few breaths. And then we take the opposite side. So your left leg lifts all the way up. You draw your left knee in, lay your left shin across the width of the mat, and wiggle the right knee back. The third klesha that Patanjali identified it's called dvesa. And dvesa is the story we tell in our heads around things we've experienced. It's kind of like that quotation, we see things as we are, not as they are. Right? Or life is 10% what happens to you and it's 90% how you react to it. It's something that can be really interestingly explored in our yoga practice. Right? How are you reacting to being in this pose right now? Are you uncomfortable? Are you frustrated? Are you bored? Those are all reactions. And what if you separated that reaction and then just experienced this pose as the pose that it is, pigeon? No like or dislike, no aversion or attachment. You're just here in this pose. Kind of like you're here in 2020. We can't be attached. We never know what's coming next. You just kind of have to be present with it and accept it as it is. Take a few more rounds of pigeon, a few more rounds of breath, not more rounds of pigeon. You're not going to be in this pose forever. You're not going to be in this quarantine forever.
And come up onto your palms. Once again, coming all the way back into a table or a down dog, whatever you need to do to kind of rinse that out. And just come all the way back onto your spine. We'll finish off our Shavasana with, not our Shavasana, sorry, we'll finish off our practice with a twist before we head into our Shavasana. So open your arms into your cactus arms. Drop your knees over towards the right. You can use your right palm as a little anchor and gaze over the left shoulder. And open your right arm. Draw the knees all the way through center. And then drop them over towards the left, gazing over to the right. Come all the way back up through center, giving yourself a nice little hug. And then we're going to finish our practice in a meditation, whether you want to do it on your spine or whether you want to come up into seated, it's up to you. Or really any other posture that is a container to hold you. So you soak up the benefits of this practice. So in whichever posture you're in, allowing your eyes to close if it's comfortable and focusing on the third eye. Return to your yogic breath. Inhaling, stomach and diaphragm extend, and exhaling, your diaphragm contracts. With an intention of letting go, maybe inviting in an inner guide into this space.
an angel of some sort. And if you don't believe in angels, then just imagine a vacuum over top of your head. So this spiritual guide places a dust buster over the top of your crown and presses on the power button, suctioning up all that you have been holding, clearing you from your toes to your calves, to your shins, to your knees, to your thighs, to your butt, to your pelvis, to your stomach, to your chest, to your arms, to your fingertips, all the way to your throat, to your face, and your crown. Releasing you. And on the inhale, just breathe all that muck up. And then on your exhale, let it loose. And it's just going out through your crown. It's being released now. We ask that it be recycled, transformed, and transmuted. It is leaving this space. It's in the ether. It's being cleared. Take another deep breath in and pull it up all the way from your toes, all the way to your crown. And on your exhale, let it loose. Feel that transformation, feel that lifting. We'll do it again because we need it. Picking it all up from the toes, all the way up, up, up. Breathing it in. Breathing it in. And on the exhale, letting it loose. And that vacuuming is continuing to cycle, clearing you, clearing you, clearing you. Lifting off of you all the tension, all the stress, all the chaos, all of the gossip, all of the fear, and all of the resistance to love. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. And that vacuum and whoever is floating, holding it, begins to float away. We say thank you. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for protecting us. Thank you for holding us. Thank you for being there to clear us whenever we're in doubt. When we feel attacked or disconnected. Blackbirds singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arrive. Blackbirds singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird, fly. Blackbird, fly into the light of dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arrive. Wiggle your toes and fingers, wake up. Taking a nice long stretch, fingertips through toes. Curling into a ball and then making your way up to seated. No hurries or worries. When you arrive and seated with your hands at heart center, finishing the sentence, I would be lighter if I let go of. And then if you would like to join me, we'll inhale and exhale, and inhale through to make an Om. Breath in, breath out. Breath in. Thank you for sharing the space and the practice. May we all be happy, healthy, and free. Om Shanti, 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 peace. Namaste.
The Mindful Life Practice Community.